So for your essay writing, the points that you have to remember are, the first one is the word limit, that is 300 to 350 words, right? You have to stay within the limit, and the word limit should not be too short as well. That is, you cannot write just one page and leave, right? Regarding your handwriting, just try to understand that how much it is going to cover, what pages it is going to cover in 300 to 350 words. It can be 300, it can be 350, or something in between. Then the other thing I told you is tenses. You're going to have to understand that which tense are you supposed to use. That you're going to understand from the topic itself. If something has taken place in the past and you have to narrate about it, then you are going to use past tense. Or if you are, talking about something that is going to happen in the future or general things, then you can use present tense or future tense. So just pay attention while writing that what tense you are supposed to use. Then regarding the topics, if it is a descriptive topic, right? If it is a descriptive essay that you are attempting, then you are going to make use of your senses. You're not going to narrate. You're not going to narrate. You're not going to say that I went there and this happened. You're going to use your senses. You're going to paint a picture. You need to describe what is going on around you. You need to paint a picture in the mind of the reader, the one who's reading your essay. You should write what you see, you should write what you hear, you should write what you can maybe touch around, you can write what you smell about, all right, around you. Like, for example, if you need to describe a scene at a railway station, you can say that the vendors were selling samosas and you could smell the freshly fried samosas and the chutney and all that was present. You can say that you could hear the vendors calling out to sell their magazines or something, right? You could see the travelers boarding the train, getting off the train, the coolies running here and there. You could see a person who was running in, a great haste and he tumbled down, right? So different things you need to describe in a way that when the reader reads your essay, a picture comes to his mind, right? The whole scene of the railway station is in front of his eyes. So that is going to make your essay a good one. So in your descriptive essay, you're going to use your senses, all right, the sense organs, right? Then in case of narrative essay, what you're going to do is you're going to tell a story, all right? It is not story writing. You're going to just narrate an incident, all right, where there are going to be some people, some characters, all right, and you're going to make use of I because you are the narrator, all right. So you're going to say that, for example, now I'm asking your railway journey. Now I'm not asking you the scene at a railway station, I'm asking your railway journey. So you are going to say that I boarded the train, I went to the railway station, I took my luggage, my train arrived, I boarded the train, there was a lady sitting in front of me, I started talking to her, all right. So now you're not describing what is going on, you're telling what all happened, all right. You are telling that then a vendor came and I bought samosas from him, and then the lady and I started eating that, all right. But it was very spicy and you could not eat the complete thing and you needed water. So maybe you got out of the train, you got down the train to buy some water at a station, and some unfortunate thing happened and the train left without you. Maybe anything, whatever you want to write, right, about your railway journey, you can talk about it. Here you are narrating an incident, something that had happened, and you are telling the reader about it in a kind of a story form, all right. You're going to give a setting that the setting over here is the railway station or the train, then there is a background, then there are certain people that are present, right? So over here again, there will be uh, first of all an introduction where you're going to tell that where how the things started, then the complete maybe story or the incident, and then finally by the end, the climax, what happened, and then finally the end. All right, this is the way you're going to. Now here you're not going to give any philosophical comments in a narrative essay, right? That so this thing happens and then the moral of the story is this. No. All right, you do not give any philosophical comments in a narrative essay. All right, it was just an incident that you had to narrate. All right. But obviously, this incident that you narrate, it should not resemble any story or a thing that you've studied in the past or from anywhere. Like if I ask you about maybe a trip with your friends, or a night or a party or something, and you start pretending to be Cinderella, that you dressed up and then you went and then there was a prince and you started, you know, you had a ball dance. So you cannot do that. Your incident should be original. You cannot pretend to be someone else. All right, your incident should be original. Then the third is argumentative essay. All right, so here there will be a statement will be given. All right, and you will either write for the statement or against the statement. You should make your stand very clear in the introduction itself. All right, it is not like you are going to talk on both sides, a complete no. All right, you're going to have to talk on only one side. All right, and it is not like you are going to write the complete essay and then the last line would be, so I stand for the statement. No, you're going to make your stand very clear in the introduction part itself. All right, your essay is going to again contain an introduction, a body, and then a conclusion. Introduction, one paragraph; body, one paragraph, three paragraphs, as you feel like, right? And then finally, conclusion, one paragraph. All right. So either you write in three paragraphs or you write in five paragraphs. That is up to you. Fine. So you're going to make your stand very clear in the introduction part itself, and then you're going to bring out facts that either that support your statement, whatever statement you are giving, that you are for this thing or against this thing, whatever statement you have given, these facts should support you, right? You're going to take a side and then try to convince the reader that your choice is correct. All right, like I said, that whether if when coaching institutions are good for students or not. So if supposingly I say that coaching institutions are good, if you say I say that coaching institutions are good, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to convince you that yes, coaching institutions are good. All right, I'm going to say that it helps the student. Sometimes they don't understand something in the class, so they can ask there anything, whatever points come to my mind. I'm going to try to convince the reader. The purpose of argumentative essays to convince the reader. All right, and you're going to develop this develop your points. You're going to start with the weaker points and you're going to build in your essay and give the strongest point by the end. All right, and then finally you're going to conclude, give a strong conclusion that because of these reasons I am against this or I am for this, and this is my statement, right? Start with the weaker points, weaker facts, weaker reasons, and then start giving the stronger ones. And you can, it should be right before the conclusion, where your essay, no matter what type it is, it should be, the reader should be, very impressed right before the conclusion, where you end your the body of your essay. The reader should be impressed by that time. All right. So this was your argumentative, where you have to either write for or you have to write against the statement. It is made very clear in the topic itself that write either for or against the statement. Do not take both sides. All right, never do that. None of your reasons should, waver from the statement that you are giving. All right. Then talking about short story writing is also discouraged because it is very complicated. You need to give characters, you need to give dialogues. The story should be original. All right. All these things are necessary. If there are no dialogues, your marks are deducted. If there are no characters, your marks are deducted. If there is no plot, your marks are deducted. There should be a setting. There's the build up should be there, that first there is a introduction, then there is some suspense, and then there is a climax, right? So all that, those things, if you are talented enough, you can produce that thing. All right, then fine, you can go for it. Otherwise, if you do not know the tricks of writing a good story, please do not attempt it. All right, please do not attempt it. But if you are good at it, you have a hand at writing stories, you can go for it, no problem. But you have to keep in mind that the story should be original, right? There should be a structure to your story, there should be a sequence, then the characters should be very clear, there should be a comic element, a suspense element maybe, then a proper climax. All right, you can add the element of shock or anything that you need to require to make it good. All right, then there should be a proper ending to your story. If suppose a statement is given that you begin your story with these words or end your story with these words, then your story should exactly begin with those words or exactly end with those words. You're going to have to keep in mind all these things because it is a bit tricky. Therefore we tell you, just to refrain from that, it is better if you do that. Fine, you have three other options, you can attempt those, that would be fine. Now when you write your essay, when you switch paragraphs, you're going to leave a line. All right, be very particular in these regards. Fine, leave a line when you switch between switch to paragraphs. And if you start from the left margin, right from the margin, then each paragraph should start from the margin itself. And if you are giving some gap between the margin and from where you are starting, then each of the paragraphs should start from that place only. That means before each of the paragraphs, you're going to leave that much space between the margin and from where you are writing. All right, be very sure about the format. Write these points down, all that I've told you. All right, the word limit, the tenses, the format, that is you have to leave some place between the margin and from where you're writing, and you have to leave a line between paragraphs. Then an introduction paragraph, a conclusion paragraph, and the body in between. The body can be of one paragraph or three paragraphs according to your needs. All right, so and then the instructions regarding each type of the essay. Descriptive, you have to use your senses. Narrative, you have to be the narrator and narrate an incident, right? An original incident. And argumentative, you have to either speak for or against the topic. And then short story, where an original story has to be there with the plot, character, setting, sequence, and a proper ending. All right, and be careful about the word limit. Fine,